Almost like rats fleeing a sinking ship. That's the situation where we find ourselves now with the Rings of Power. Last week we had N.B.R. He decided that he was going to leave the show and he needed to be replaced. And this week, if rumors are to be believed, then we have Sauron leaving the show, Charlie Vickers on the way out, and of course what they're doing is they're running a decoy mission right now and they're trying to suppress the story and maybe kind of bend the narrative to help them move forward with this absolute and utter abomination of a show. So I'm going to jump into this article. Before I do, if you could hit subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. Maybe share out the video. And I came across this one today. Rings of Power Season 2, Sauron is facing a classic Doctor Who problem. That piqued my interest. Let's have a little look and see what that's all about. Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power has just finished its first season with the second season in the works. And fans already have some theories and speculations regarding the upcoming sequel. For instance, a viral rumor suggests that Rings of Power showrunners are considering hiring several actors to portray Sauron in each season.
That's stupid.
This basically means that if the rumor is true, we only have Charlie Vickers as the main villain for one season and then he will be replaced by someone else. That's the bones and the crux of the story, and you got to kind of read into it and you got to go to the subreddits and then you got to go find the comments all over social media to really understand what this is. And as I said, last week we had the best thing that ever happened to Lord of the Rings leave the show. That was N.B.R. and he was forced to make a statement. He said, "I loved my time exploring Middle Earth and diving into Tolkien's mythology." I'm so honored that the character was liked. He cared deeply about telling his story. My job description is to explore new characters and new worlds. Wishing you all the best to the cast and crew for season 2. I'll be cheering on from the sidelines. In other words, oh my god, what a dumpster fire. Thank god I'm gone. And then what you're left with in the aftermath of that is every other actor that was half decent in season 1 thinking to themselves, what do we have to do to get away from this?
Get out! Get out of here!
Amazon are in deflection mode right now. They're running stories every other day. Shooting has returned for season 2 and everything is looking brilliant. We've added 8 new characters. And when you see the type of characters and the caliber of character, not taking too much away from the actors themselves, but when you look at them, you go, Who? Who are these people? And then you look at what we already had in place. N.B.R, some strange orc/elf. He showed up in a couple of scenes. He was what he was. But in terms of the CV that this guy came to the table with, he was a serious actor.
I was acting.
And to be honest with you, Charlie Vickers was one of the best parts about season 1. And that's saying something. So we have to use subtext whilst reading these headlines to really unearth the truth. Because we know that the Hollywood elites, the showrunners and the producers for these abominations want you to believe that possibly this could be a result of bad writing, lazy writing, and that it might all just be an accident. The widespread terrible reviews are just a result of us getting it wrong and doing our best to stay true to the stories and stay true to the lore.
Yeah, that's some bullshit.
And I'm almost 100% certain that this is more sinister. This is a premeditated deconstruction of our pop culture and by default our core values as a society. We've seen this happening. It's been unfolding for years and years now. So many people have been calling this out. Surely by now the NPC empty vessels, this has to be seeping in on them, right?
Down with this sort of thing. Careful now. Down with this sort of thing.
I'm sure it is, and they're just too frightened to speak out. Look at any one of our childhood beloved properties that have been annihilated in the last 10 years. Star Wars, Star Trek, Disney, Lord of the Rings. The list goes on and on and on. And follow the pattern. These far left ideologues who are in control of our pop culture are hell-bent on making every white male character look stupid and incapable of tying their own shoelaces.
Stupid man!
Ow! You're hurting me!
Any shape or form of stoicism or heroism from a male character has to be substituted, eradicated, and replaced with identity politics, feminism, and diversity. In essence, the message. That's why the likes of Charlie Vickers and the guy who plays N.B.R wants out. Rats off of a sinking ship. This is exactly where it is with Rings of Power. Unfortunately, I think it's irredeemable at this stage. There's no going back changing the story for season 2 and being more canon-esque. That's what they mentioned to appease the fans that were actually getting really upset with what was happening during the airing of season 1. They came out with this story, yeah, we're going to go back to basics and back towards lore. You already tarnished it. You already destroyed it. The core fans are never going to come back to you. Any of the new fans that you hoodwinked in to getting on board with this abomination of a show, they're going to be out the door just like the original core fans that you alienated and didn't give two shits about. They're going to be gone just as fast when their beloved Sauron or N.B.R have fled the sinking ship. Honestly, there's no sympathy to be had. Absolutely none. And as the saying goes, you get woke and you go broke. If you liked any of what I said here, maybe subscribe, share, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.